G'day legends, and welcome to this week's photography video. Today I'm going to let you learn from my mistakes. As some of you already know, I lost my new GoPro 8 to the big blue ocean, and the mistake I made was that I put 100% trust in the GoPro's new base mount structure. Now, I don't want anyone to lose their mounted Hero 8 because frankly it sucks. So that's why I've been motivated to produce this video. So if the awareness of one of these tips here saves one person's GoPro, then job's done. So I've had to replace my lost GoPro with this new Hero 8 this week after giving up hope that somehow it would be returned to me. So with the new Hero 8, GoPro switched to this flip down mounting system from the base of the camera. First impressions is a pretty good idea. You can now rest it on a flat surface like most cameras sit, unlike the earlier models. It didn't look super strong, but I was pretty confident that it would hold up okay. I'm sure they've done some extensive testing on this new system, but as with anything, there can be flaws. So to give you some background, I only ever use GoPro cameras for video, and nearly always it's mounted to the top of my Aquatech housing using one of their purpose-built GoPro mounts. From memory, these mounts are around $50 Australian through the Aquatech website. I have the GoPro running video while I'm shooting my still images with the big housing. It gives me some bonus video footage to go with my stills. Anyway, I've used this GoPro mount since 2014 and it's always worked perfectly well. So since 2014 until quite recently, I've used the Hero 4, which has done the job just fine. The mount is on the external housing and it's just solid plastic, and it's been in some solid waves and taken some beatings, but it's always stood up to the task. Earlier this year, I upgraded to the Hero 8, mainly because of the image stabilization built into the camera, and I've used it since January 2020. I haven't been in heavy surf or had any knocks to the camera since. The waves in the Sunshine Coast haven't really been super heavy, so it's had an easy life so far. So now let's go to the morning where the base plate failed. I was going out for a sunrise shoot, so I attached the GoPro on top in case anything looked good to video. I screw in the GoPro using the thumb screw and the Aquatech mount. I always check that it's good to go, and then I head out for my shoot. The waves were only tiny, waist high, so I just hung out beyond the shore break and shot ocean surface type images. Once the sun got too harsh, I returned to the shore to find my GoPro gone, and I was only out there for 15 to 20 minutes. The thumb screw was still fully attached, like this, but the GoPro was gone. So the only way it could have happened was a failed base plate. I really can't see how these little holes were weakened or how and if they had any pre-existing cracks in them, but whatever happened, I just lost my $600 camera. Me and my son snorkeled around the area for a couple of hours as the water was super clear that day, and we did find diving masks and old snorkels and plenty of rubbish, but unfortunately no camera. So what I really want to get across to you is if you own a Hero 8, don't trust that base plate. Make sure you have a backup system that will ensure that you don't suffer the same fate as me. So with this new Hero 8, I've invested in a cover that allows me to tether my Hero 8 to my water housing. That way, if the base plate fails again, at least my camera will be hanging off the housing and I can return to shore before it gets lost again. The camera by itself does not have anywhere to connect a strap to. So if you go with this method, you will need to get one of these lanyard covers. They're around $30 Australian, and I've literally just got this camera and cover. So in this video, I'm just using the rope that came with it, with the lanyard cover, but I will probably get some strong fishing line or something like that because this rope is a little bit bulky. Okay, so you also want to use it on your other mounts, not just the mount on top of housing. You may have some other mounts. I do. I've got a handle, like a handle grip mount. So I used to just go out with that screw in, but since this GoPro disaster, I will now use it tethered to the actual handle for double safety. And also with the mouth mount, you probably should have this tethered to your wetsuit or something anyway, but in the past when I've used this, I've just had it in my mouth and thought that my grip of my teeth would be good enough. But now that the base plate is also an issue, I now have that tethered to my wetsuit if I'm going to use that in the future. Another option is to get a floaty backdoor, which I had for my Hero 4 camera, but the Hero 8 has a screen, and that floaty backdoor would cover up the screen, and I kind of like having the screen to get a better gauging of what I'm filming. The floaty backdoor will definitely make it easier to find your camera than without it, but I'm going to go with the tethered option, as you could, the camera could still get washed away with a floaty backdoor in some situations. So maybe you could use a combo of all three. Anyway, I've never had a problem with the base plate failing on my old Hero 4, and it got used extensively. And you may never have a problem with the new Hero 8, but I'm not trusting that mount any longer. And I would hate for someone else to lose their GoPro to a failed base plate. It's a brand new system for them, so it'll be interesting to see if they upgrade it for the Hero 9 or at least strengthen it. Hopefully with the backup system, this new Hero 8 can last as long as my Hero 4, and I also hope that whoever finds my Hero 8, they begin using it and get some joy out of it, and maybe even find a passion with water photography. That would be rad. So a bit of a different video this week, but something I felt I wanted to share with you. So please, like always, please shoot through any questions and ideas on photography videos that you would like to see in the future. If you aren't already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and keep in touch with my weekly photography videos. Cheers, legends, and I'll see you next week.